Alright, it's a new day yet again. We're up early and nobody else is out doing anything this morning except for me, because I think it's a good day to take these tires off, take a quick look at the brakes nonetheless, and see if I can't flip a rim or flip a tire from one side to the other. And we got to work on this rubbing tire mismatched rim thing. I guess if I take the passenger side rim and put it on the driver, let's see how things lines up, and that'll probably confirm to me if I've got a wrong rim on that one side. So these things kind of confuse me here. If you look at this tire here, you can see that there's well, 3 nuts holding it on, not 5, although it certainly looks like there could be. This is the passenger rear. Appears to be a different rim yet again on this side, only held on with 3 nuts once again. And then over here on the questionable rim, we have a questionable arrangement here. We have, I guess, 5. We got 5 nuts. We got some washers on there for a spacer, because it looks like things weren't quite lining up right, and this looks fairly dubious to me. So I'll have to get on the internet and sort this out in my head a little bit here. Why this particular car only has, basically, that's the same thing over here on the back end. We got, I know it's dark and you can't hardly see, but different rims yet again. At least that's what it looks like to me. And 3 nuts. So anyway, I'd say it's time for some different rims, new rims. How about some matched rims? Glad I wasn't really taking this out on a highway test on the road. I wasn't really thrilled about seeing that rub mark on the inside, but at least I suppose if there is a bright side to this, perhaps the inner suspension parts and the steering linkage in the arms are actually straight and true. And as I thought, it seems like there's a different rim on the front left tire. And I don't think that there's a single rim on this car that's the same. So probably new rim times, and then we'll address what to do with the tires. I haven't even had a chance to look at the exact tires to see if those are the same tires all the way around or if they're all mismatched tires, but probably things will improve with better tires on there, better rims. Well, it'll be decision time for me, because I've checked out all these tires. They're all the same tire. Coker Classic 815 profile. They just got different rims everywhere. I think everywhere. And I don't know what this Frankenstein assembly is right here. Obviously they were having problems trying to get things to work out right, but at least we got 5 lug nuts. Oh well. Okay, so decisions. Do I go with steel rims and keep the same hubcaps? I don't even know if the hubcaps will fit if I get different rims. I know people have had problems with that when they talk about it on the internet. A subtle difference in the rim can keep you from having your hubcaps from staying on like you want. Or do I do a wire rim, with the same profile tire and try to reuse the tires, or do I junk the tire and the rim and get brand new rims and tires at the same time all the way around? A bone to be chewed for sure. Tires are actually in good shape though. I feel bad about that. They're not bad looking tires. Lots and lots of tread on them. I think it looks to me like they had just put new tires on it, frankly. So they just Frankensteined their rims to make it all happen, and it didn't really work out so good. And I don't know, the tire got rubbed on the inside there. It's got a little bit of splitting on the inside there where it looks like it was rubbing, but it looks pretty superficial. So things to be considered, More to come on that later. Well, judging by the cobwebs and basically sad state of affairs, let's hope that this passenger front tire comes off here pretty easy, and then maybe we'll flip this around to the other side, put it on the passenger side, or driver's side, and confirm that we've got decent steering going on up there. So let's get to it. Well, that's actually pretty nice. I remember going through the parts, or the repairs done so far, that all these brakes have been, they've been blasted and gone through entirely. And in fact, each one of these nuts ran effortlessly right up into every one of those holes in there, so I won't need to get out my taps or anything like that and clean up the threads or do anything. This side looks pretty good. Let's go to the other side, take off that driver's side tire and see what's going on. Alright, so now we have the driver front tire from the passenger side tire flipped over to the driver's side, just to find out if my clearance issue with the steering hardware was just because of the rim. And I think I ran my hand behind here, and I think I've confirmed. Oh yeah. So there we go here. I couldn't even get a hand between the steering arm there and the tire on before, and now I got at least a good inch of room there. It's not acres of room or anything like that. I'm sure somebody's bought tires or rims for one of these cars and thought they'd improve them by getting a lot wider or a lot fatter tires, but you're kind of limited here to a certain degree by what you can do. You'd have to, not a lot of room for back spacing, everything from this part of the tire back to increase that. You could increase your front spacing, it appears to me, pretty easily on one of these cars, or get a plate or something to push the tire further out again and then go with a wider tire. But these rims, the factory rim was a 15-inch rim and a 6.5-inch width, so not really wide tires, and I probably won't bother trying to do anything with this car to get insanely wide tires. It won't really for this car. I don't think it's going to do it any justice for improving the ride. They specifically mentioned not trying to go too wide, otherwise you're going to have some steering problems and other things. The car was built for the tires and rims that it has, and the steering components as it is. So, but phew, that's good to see. I'm just going to pass my fingers through there again and enjoy that space, because I was a little worried at first. You can replace suspension parts and steering parts, but these are it'd be a challenge. So here's a closer look at the wrong rim, and as I kind of look at it here, you can kind of see here's the sorry, I lost you guys on the that's where the right along here, that's where the steering rods were rubbing. That part actually doesn't look horrific, although there's a little bit of a split going on right there. To be honest though, when I'm looking at the rest of the tire though, I do see a fair amount of splitting going on. You can kind of see that happening right there. And that continues on around the tire. And I'm not sure what that could be related to. Maybe the tire was getting hot, maybe it's just that old, but I would say most people would take a look at this tire and say that's not a fabulous tire by any means. And then for additional curiosity, just in case I was wanting to confirm that this was the wrong rim trying to be fit on the tire, you can see that little spot right there. Someone's taken a drill bit and they just drilled or hogged out a little bit of space there. Or maybe they just mounted this rim and that's just worn away because it was just rubbing there so hard. This hole right here looks like it's been kind of wallered out or has run out a little bit. It's been deformed a little bit. But anyway, we got the wrong rim. We have the wrong rim, and the tire is not in great shape, and we're starting to see more. There's some damage right here. You can see where it was rubbing along there. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this tire, but it's looking pretty doubtful that I'm going to keep it. And I'm not even sure what I'll do. If I get new rims, I may just wind up getting new tires all at the same time and be done with it. So anyway, at least the mystery solved there, but this car won't be going anywhere until I've got better tires on it, that's for sure. I went ahead and pulled the spare out to take another look at it, and what brand was this here? Sieberling. Really badly checked and cracked and old, so pretty much useless as a spare. I'll probably put this spare on though just to see if the rim is something that could be passable to be reused as a spare tire if I get a new tire for it. Let's see how it clears on the front steering. Well, looking at the clearance of the spare mounted on here, I would call that less than optimal clearance. I'm sorry, I know it's not showing up very good there, but we're practically in the same boat here where there's just literally almost no tire clearance between the arm here. I can't even get a thumb in between there, so I couldn't tell you if that's the tire being completely swollen and destroyed over the years or if it's just the wrong rim, but probably would be safest just to go ahead and get all new rims, a fifth rim, and a spare tire if we're actually going to be driving this car like a daily driver. Well, hey, that's exciting. I found the fog light switch, and we're working. Not incredibly powerful while we're not running the motor, but hey, we are on. I don't know if this is going to show up at all on the underside of the dash here, but it's a black switch. But it actually does say fog on it, so maybe that was an original switch. Just kind of very black and dark and hung out underneath there. I'll have to research that a little bit. I don't know if that was an after option or what. Interesting. Alright, we've been doing a lot of work and things are starting to get sloppy around here. I did tell myself that I would keep things tidy, so I think it's time to take a pause, clean some things up. I've decided I'm going to start storing some of the things that I'm not using for right now in the trunk of the car, and that way I know where everything's at, and let's clean up and then we'll start maybe looking at some of the interior. Well, one more discovery. I think this was an optional add-on, but reverse lights. Yeah, with lights on and in reverse we actually have true backup lights. Just another find on the car here. How fun is that?